Alright, so here we have the first 7 books of the Bible, and I'm only going to the number 7, just like there are 6,000 years of God and man contending, and the 7,000th year is the millennium reign of Jesus Christ. We see that in Genesis chapter 6, verse 3, the 120 Jubilees. Jubilee is 50 years, 120 times 50 is 6,000 years. Also, we know that a day is as 1,000 years with the Lord, and 1,000 years is as a day with the Lord. So there were 6 days of creation, symbolic of 6,000 years. And on the 7th day, or 7,000th year, is the millennium reign of Christ. So I wanted to show you this pattern that I saw definitely shown. The first book of the Bible, we have Genesis. Now look at the word generations. These are the generations of the heavens and the earth. Spoke about in Genesis chapter 2. And Genesis also means beginnings. So we see the connection with the word and with what the book is about, partially. And the number 1, the first book of the Bible. The number 1 is symbolic of strength and oneness. God is one. So that is what Genesis is. And we have also symbolically the first 1,000 years. Adam lived to approximately 1,000 years. Almost. So we're seeing a connection with the numbers and with the names of the books and with their purpose and meaning. Also, it's the beginning. God and Jesus said, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. And Isaiah 46:10 combines with that because he declares the end from the beginning, like a circle. That's why Hebrew year is 360 days, 360 degrees. You start in a garden, you end in a garden. Revelation. Moving on to the second book, number 2 is the number of division. And we have the book of Exodus. Exodus means exit. And division, the Israelites were divided from God, went into captivity, but he brought them back out of captivity. Hence, exit. Exodus. Right? And 2 is division. Number 3, the third book, 3 is symbolic of divine order. That's very interesting because the book is Leviticus. And Leviticus is all about the law. Well, number 3 means divine order. In order to have divine order, you need the law. And look at the first 4 letters. Levi, Leviticus. Who did God give the law to? Moses. What tribe was he from? Levi. Very amazing to me. Now we have number 4, the 4th book of the Bible. The number 4 means door. Okay? And it is numbers. Jesus is the number because he is called the Word, and words translate into numbers. Also, Jesus came on the 4,000th year. Also, Jesus in English gematria is 444. So is cross, Messiah, and Jewish. Very amazing to me. The 5th book of the Bible is Deuteronomy. 5 is the number for grace. Deuto means to do it over. That's interesting to me because the Jews focus on the first 5 books of the Bible called the Torah. And when you get to the 5th book, it says to do it over. So it's all there and do it over, right? Moving on to the 6th book. The 6 is the number for man. Interestingly enough, the book is called Joshua. But actually, the J, there were no J's back then. It was a Y, so it would be Yeshua. Number 6, for man, or God becoming man. And also, on the 6,000th year, Yeshua, or Joshua, comes back. Very amazing to me. And the next we have the book of Ruth. And the 7th book. This is interesting to me also because Ruth means friendship. And the number 7 would be symbolic of the 7,000th year, the millennium reign of Christ. Friendship. You see that? 6 days of work for God. And then on the 7th day, or the 7,000th year, No more striving between him and man, like Genesis 6:3 says. Now, in the 7,000th year of the millennium, it's friendship. That's what Ruth means. Very amazing to me. And again, this is just the first 7 books. But I'm sure every single book can match up like that. And again, all of these books are pointing to God. Every single one of them. They all point to Jesus. Genesis, he says, I am the beginning and the end. That's what Genesis means. Exodus, the exit. Jesus is the exit out of here. Leviticus, Jesus is the law, and he fulfilled the law. Leviticus. Numbers, Jesus is the number, or the word, because words are numbers. And Deuteronomy, do over, do it again, symbolic of all of it. Joshua means Jesus, or Yeshua. And the book of Ruth is friendship with God. You see that? That's just the first 7 books. And I'm sure there's a lot more.